This video is brought to you by
Cool Grain Clothing. We done gone worldwide and we coming straight out of Baltimore. Come on down, shop with us at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you can't come and shop with us in person, go online right now at coolgrainclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most parents, our number one concern is being able to protect our kids and keep them safe. It's just in our nature to not want any harm to come our baby's way. But that day always comes when we gotta let go of our fears and let a kid be a kid, because there's no way possible you as a parent can always be around. Once our kids start going to school, it can definitely be nerve-wracking. Between wanting to make sure they have good teachers and staff around, you also have to think about the other kids they will be around. Because the fact of the matter is, everybody raises their children different, and no two households are ran the same. You might teach your kids compassion, how to be kind to others, how to share, never put their hands on nobody, just regular things for them to be a good individual. But a few doors down the street, somebody else could be raising their kid in dysfunction, teaching them how to lie, steal, fight on other kids. It's just the harsh reality of how some parents operate. They might be too focused on living their own lives to even pay attention to their child's needs. And kids act out in different ways. Some even take out their frustrations on other kids. We all knew somebody like that in school, the bully. That kid that targets somebody else, whether they jealous of them or just for fun, not thinking about the consequences or effects it could have on the other child. Back in the day, it was different though. Most of our parents didn't intervene. If we ran home saying another kid was messing with us, your mother or father probably said something like, if they hit you, hit them back. That was that, because kids will be kids. But nowadays, adults are stepping in and trying to get to the root of the problem. But unfortunately, everybody is not logical or approachable, especially when it comes to their kids. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be taking it right outside the city, to the state's capital, Annapolis, Maryland, to discuss the case of a parent's confrontation over a kid's fight that came to a fatal end at a bus stop. Just this month, 36-year-old John Sims Jr. was living life and raising a family in Annapolis, Maryland. The father of 6 worked hard to provide and had a lot to look forward to, including his 1-year marriage anniversary with his childhood sweetheart that was coming up, as the couple, after years together, decided to make that big step just a year prior. Described as a protector and devoted family man, John and his wife were very active in what was going on in their kids' lives. So when a fight between one of their children and another child happened in the neighborhood, the parents wanted to know what the situation was all about. Having younger kids, the fight was between elementary age children, but their child told them the other kid had been picking on them for a minute and wouldn't stop. Not wanting their kids fighting at school or in the streets, John and his wife decided that when the school bus came to drop the kids off that evening, they would go down and talk to the parents of the other child. On March 18th of this year, they spoke to the mother of the other child on the bus stop at the school on Clay Street. The woman, who we will call Ashley for the sake of the story, didn't seem very interested in their concerns and her child picking on their child. And she kind of brushed the situation off, like, so what? John and his wife went home thinking they handled the situation like adults. But Ashley went home with other plans, telling her boyfriend 31-year-old Roscoe Jones, she was confronted at the bus stop by some other parents over a kid's fight. The next morning, John and his wife walked their child back to that same bus stop, and Ashley and Roscoe walked to the bus stop with Ashley's child as well. With a bunch of elementary school kids out there, first thing in the morning, this time, Ashley allegedly confronted John and his wife. As the woman went back and forth, Ashley pulled out some mace and started spraying, causing kids and adults to cover their faces and run off. John, realizing his wife was in danger, tried to get in between the situation, when allegedly Roscoe stepped up with a gun and let off multiple shots before fleeing the scene. As kids and parents ran for cover, witnesses called local police, who responded to the scene to find John suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and unfortunately, he would be pronounced gone at the scene. Also, an 11-year-old boy was shot in the foot, but fortunately, he was in stable condition. The shooting in front of multiple kids shocked the community, especially once they realized it was all over a confrontation about a kid's fight. John's wife spoke out about the situation and stated she was hurt. She claimed he was only trying to protect his family and that the man had so much life to live, and now she had to navigate life without her best friend. They pleaded for Roscoe to turn himself in, as the man was now on a run. Police searched the area, but no signs of Roscoe. Grandparents and parents of school kids spoke out about how reckless it was for somebody to open fire at 7:30 in the morning around school kids. One man stated he didn't understand who would even wake up with that on their mind. Another woman spoke on the trauma it caused her grandson, him witnessing a man losing his life. He told her he never wanted to catch the bus again. A town hall meeting was held at a church as concerned citizens spoke to the police about the violence in the community and how they didn't feel safe, with police assuring them they were doing everything to secure the community and get the situation under control. Some elders who lived in the community for decades spoke out on how they couldn't even sit on the porch no more because you just never knew when bullets would start flying. As police put out a warrant for Roscoe for first-degree hit and assault, they enlisted the help of the feds and put the man on Maryland's most wanted. They pointed to the fact he had a violent record and showed no regard for human life. But as of now, Roscoe is still on the run. A GoFundMe was started for John, his wife, and kids. I will put the link in the description if anybody want to support. Rest in peace to John. I send my prayers and condolences to his family. Definitely his wife and kids. This situation is crazy because as the adults, we supposed to set example for the kids. But instead, this situation just traumatized a whole community of kids who had to witness that. I get wanting to talk to the other parents about their child's actions, but unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. Some people are always on edge, just waiting for a reason to show they are like that. I feel like Ashley and Roscoe came back to their bus stop that morning looking for trouble, wanting the situation to get violent and play out just like it did. They probably was thinking about it the whole night. She probably felt like, how dare them confront me about my child? I'm gonna end this one with a question though. For all my parents out there, how do you deal with situations like this, with another child picking on your kid? Do you let the kids handle it, or do you feel like as an adult, you should intervene and talk to the other parent? But as we see, some people you just can't talk to. So how would you have handled the situation? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to John. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.